What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl Anastasia and this is Chef Chronicles. So today I am going to be showing you guys how to make your French toast better at home. So as I was coming up as a chef, I had many attempts where I made French toast as myself, and I also had people who made me French toast. And sometimes I would get the French toast and there are so many fails that you can do with French toast. It can be super simple, but yeah, if you really don't pay attention to what you're doing, you can mess up. So you can leave the bread in there too long and it comes soggy where it doesn't cook and it could break inside the pan when you're cooking it. You could forget to reheat heat your oven or your pan. You could add too much milk and not enough eggs. You add too much eggs and not enough milk. It's so many things that you can do when you are making French toast. So a tip that I will love to share with you guys is the ratio. As you notice in most of my videos that I have been making, everything that I cannot stress enough is about a proper ratio. You want to have a proper ratio to milk to eggs when you are making your recipe. Like if you decide to flavor it up whatever you want, that is endless. You can put as much as you want, but you don't want to overpower the mix as well. As long as you have the right consistency of milk to egg ratio, your French toast should not have a problem with doing that. So the proper ratio that I have noticed that works out pretty well is 1/4 cup of milk, or 4 tablespoons if you have it. You can also use 1 egg to that one, and 2 slices of bread. So if you notice, that little bit of milk and that 1 egg does actually soak up to, sometimes it may be even 4 if you are using the sandwich bread that you get in like Walmart or your store near you. But I think that one works out pretty well. The more bread you use, the more milk and eggs you're going to have to increase to make the proper ratio. Now, French toast, you can make it any way you like. You can make it baked, you can make it pan fried, you can make it stuffed, you can make a basic plain, you can make in the oven French toast, you can even make French toast roll-ups. The list is endless. So I already have my mix right here. As you can see, every time I'm making French toast at home, I literally whisk it every time, so that way anything that's on the bottom, it comes back up into the mix. When you guys are making your French toast, I'm just giving you the basics on how to make it better, but I really want you guys to have more fun and creative freedom when it comes to making your French toast. Go ham. You can literally flavor it up with bourbon, you can flavor it up with vanilla, you can flavor it with almonds. Just make sure you're not allergic to any nuts. And so far and so on. Like, you can literally do whatever you want with this batter. As long as your French toast tastes good and you like it and everybody else like it, hey, more power to you. So like I said, we have that mixture right there. And once you mix it up, you could go ahead and set it to the side and put it in the fridge if you like. Just make sure you pull it back out when you're ready. But the first thing I am going to show you as well is how to make compote for French toast. So we're making French toast, we're making compote, and we're also making some whipped cream to go with that. So on a medium heat, you want to put your saucepan on and get ready. Now, when it comes to making compote, you literally can make whatever you like. Like I said, it could be strawberries, it could be a mixture of strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries. It could just be every single one of those. It could be peaches, it could be apples, it could be whatever you choose. Have fun with it. But for this recipe, I'm going to use some strawberries because that is what I have in the house right now. So when you're making your compote, you literally want to either use fresh or frozen. If you use fresh, it's going to take 5 minutes. But if you use frozen, it could take 10 minutes. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So 1 pound of whatever fruit you want, whether it's fresh or frozen, and then a fourth a cup of sugar. You can start with two in the beginning of 2 tablespoons, I'm sorry, in the beginning of the cooking process. And if you feel as if you need more sugar, you can literally add the other 2 tablespoons of sugar. Next, what you're going to do is after you add your sugar, you're going to add in your freshly squeezed lemon juice from 1 lemon. It roughly, depending on what size of lemon you get, you may get 1 to 3 tablespoons out of there. So if you definitely do have like the bottled lemon juice, you can literally just add in at least 1 to 3 tablespoons depending on your preference. We're going to go ahead and give this a stir. And when you add strawberries to when you add sugar to any berries, like strawberries, for example, what happens when you add sugar to the strawberries is basically it literally macerates the strawberries, which it produces its own liquid. So if you notice, we didn't add any water to this. Just gonna give this a stir if you want. Now, if you use frozen, you can add just a little bit, but with the lemon juice, I don't feel as if you need water. This is just a basic, again, recipe. So what we're gonna do is let this come up to a boil, right? And once it comes up to a boil within like 5 minutes, which is what I was explaining, the 5 minute to 10 minutes. So once you add the sugar and the lemon juice, 5 minutes for fresh fruits, 10 minutes for frozen fruits. Once it comes up to a boil, you could definitely taste the seasoning. Like if you need more sugar, if you want more sugar, if you need more lemon, you can go ahead and do that. For, like I said, it's been about 5 minutes and our strawberries has come up to a boil. Like I said, 10 minutes for fresh fruit, frozen fruits. So once it comes up to a boil, you want to go ahead and lower the heat down and let it cook for about 10 to 12 minutes. As it's cooking, eventually what you're going to do is make a nice thicker custard. So you don't have to add in cornstarch, it's not necessary. But if you cook it down for at least 5 to 10 minutes and you feel like it's still a little bit loose and you do want to thicken it up, you could just take a tablespoon of cornstarch and add some water into it and then pour it in and let it cook, and then it will slowly come to that thick consistency which you're going to look for. But I'm doing it without the cornstarch first to see how thickened it comes within the 10 minutes, and if I do need the cornstarch water, I will go ahead and do that. Okay, it's been about 12 minutes, and as you can see, the compote literally is nice and thick. It still has this runny kind of feel towards it, so I didn't have to add in the cornstarch at all, and I did not have to need no water. The reason why I said about water is because sometimes like you can cook it all the way out where it has no liquid, where you have to add a little bit water. You're just gonna have to cook it a little bit more just to get it back to this thick consistency. But 12 minutes total, and we have some compote. As you can see also, I did go ahead and mash up the strawberries as they were cooking, so that way it looks like, I don't even know how to explain the word, what it looks like, but I mashed up as much as possible so that way it looks like that. If you want a more smoother consistency, you can really just take it and put it in your food processor or have an emergent blender and just blend it up, which is what we usually do in the restaurant to have a nice smooth. But if you're at home and you're not trying to look for presentation wise, you can just do that. Another thing that I usually do is take the fresh strawberries that I do have on the side for it, and I literally just pour on top of the strawberries once I'm presenting either my French toast, my waffles, or my pancakes. Take it off the heat and put it to the side and let it cool completely. And now we're going to make some whipped cream. So to make our whipped cream, you're gonna need 7/8 of a cup. And those cup measurements don't exist, but I use that one because that's how I remember them. So in order to get 7/8 of a cup, you're going to need either 4 tablespoons of heavy cream or 3/4 cup of heavy cream plus additional of 2 tablespoons of heavy cream in a bowl. Take your whisk and you're going to whisk this up until it hits a soft peak. Make sure your bowl is nice and chill before you start this process. And you can do this by hand if you like, which is what I'm doing because I love doing whipped cream by hand. It's super easy. You can use a standard mixer or you can use a hand blender to make the process go a lot faster at home. Plus, I love doing this because it gives my hands a nice workout. So as you can see, I'm just whipping it up. Once your hands get tired, you can just switch hands. And as you see, it's starting to come up to that soft peak moment, but we're just going to keep whisking it until it is able to hold. It's like a nice firm peak. You can definitely add in your vanilla extract with the milk when you're whipping it, but I like to do it at the end. So again, make sure all your powdered sugar is in and fold it in. And if you do it by hand, it should take you, you know, that 5 minutes to whip it up. And then about 1 to 2 minutes with the powdered sugar, which you'll get this consistency. So as you can see, you don't want to over whip it, but once you pick it up with the whisk, it should be able to stick. And I did add in a tablespoon of vanilla extract. So once it's up to your liking and it tastes, the one thing about it is everybody does whipped cream differently. You can use brown sugar, you can use white sugar, but powdered sugar is the way it holds up really good. So once you have your whipped cream set, you want to go ahead and pipe it up inside your piping bag with your piping tool if you like, and put it in the freezer. You can freeze whipped cream if you like. You could pipe them up on parchment papers and put them on a sheet tray and freeze them, but you have to use it within a month. So now that you got your whipped cream and your compote that you chose to make completely done, we're going to go ahead and preheat our frying pan. Put some butter in there and let it start to a little bit bubble around before we put in our French toast. Make sure while you're waiting for this process to happen, you definitely want to stir up your mixture for your French toast, so that way anything left on the bottom, it can be into the mix and get onto your lovely bread. Once it has come up to a peak, dip your bread inside your mixture and put it into your pan and let it cook for roughly about 3 minutes each side to a golden brown color. So a total of 6 minutes, depending on how your stove is. It may take longer, it may take shorter. Definitely a medium to low heat when you are making French toast, because you don't want to have burnt French toast. Nobody likes burnt French toast. So you see that nice golden brown color? That is exactly what we're looking for when we're making our French toast. So continue doing this process until you have finished all your French toast for you and your family or for yourself, and get ready to go ahead and plate. Okay, so once you take them all out and cool them, you want to take your French toast. You can take one, or you could take two, you could take four if you like, if you're doing singles. I eventually did something in the center, which I was practicing something. So take the one or two. Make sure you, like, once you finish it, you keep it warm to serve. Next, we're going to take our compote. As you can see, I did fold in some strawberries into it. And we're just going to, so in the process of making it, I went ahead and just plated it off camera. I went and put some whipped cream in the center I free-handed it kind of. I took some whipped cream in a spoon, and I had 2 spoons, and I just, 2 of the same size spoons, and I just literally made it nice and smooth and flipped it over just consistently until I had like a smooth dollop on it, and then just put it in the center and then combine the rest. So the next thing to do is just go ahead and eat and enjoy. So there you have it, you guys, French toast. I went ahead and did, like a filling inside my French toast. You don't have to, you can just keep it really basic. When you do have like filling inside of it and you're just toasting both sides instead of all 4 sides, you may have some batter left over. So keep constantly making it until your batter is completely gone. But you can freeze French toast if you like. You're just gonna have to like wrap it up in some plastic wrap and keep it separated, and then put it inside a Ziploc bag, sorry, and freeze it up to like 1 estimated months, so that way you don't have to keep constantly making French toast. But French toast is best made fresh to me. So I hope you guys like this episode. Please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe for more content. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your morning. Peace.